As you can probably tell by my room, I'm just a broke boy. I'm so tired from working my 9 to 5, making minimum wage. If only I could get a 2,000% raise.
Hi, I'm John Sarasani. I left my job in corporate America and put myself on top of the org chart. I gave myself a 2,000% raise in the process. I'm here to show the world how to do that too.
Well, lucky for me, John Sarasani has blown the matrix wide open and is exposing corporate America for the scam it is. Or at least that's the shtick he's running with. He loves to make fun of W-2 employees because he says they're brainwashed for working for a company and making them a profit when they could just start their own and give themselves a 2,000% raise like he did.
So I got news for that W-2 employee that thinks, hey, look at me, I'm the regional fucking director. Look at all these people kissing my ass. Just so you fucking know, all right? No one gives a fuck about you. You ain't fucking shit, all right? You only matter within the walls of your little fucking shitty organization. One day you're gonna probably fucking lose your job. Well, what do you mean? I was a great employee. No one gives a fuck, Dave, all right? Hopefully your wife left you at this point too, okay? Wake up. Corporate America's a big fat brainwash.
My name's Connor, and I typically make videos about scams and other injustices on the internet, but today we're going to be talking about John Sarasani. He's no scammer, but the levels of cringe radiating from his Instagram page are an injustice nonetheless.
I ain't even gonna lie, as I got more popular on social media, it became harder and harder to get motivated to work out. It's like, people like you for more than just like your looks and shit. And I'm going to the gym right now just for my own health reasons. I could just sit around eating ice cream all fucking day, counting my money, looking at my Instagram likes, but guess I'll go to the gym because I need to lose about 30 fucking pounds.
Please subscribe, drop a like, and most importantly, send this to John because the commenters clearly aren't getting through to him, and maybe if he sees this, he'll stop replying to every hate comment he gets with an IG video.
All right, I want to introduce you to my friend Mario. Also goes by the name Super Mario. The fish is pissed off like, shit, I got caught by a fucking nerd. Hey, fellow fishes, don't come over here. I'm about to get deboned by a dork. Mario said this. Now listen, Mario, I actually lost 150 grand that night.
If you've yet to be graced by John's self-made story, here's a little background on him. He grew up in Chicago, he played football in college, he says he would have gone to the NFL if it weren't for an injury, but this is the best thing that ever happened to him because he started selling insurance. At age 27, he started his own insurance sales company from his kitchen table, and at 37, he sold it. After his contract expired with the company that acquired it, he retired. But he couldn't sit still, so after a few months, he was back to work. He became a serial entrepreneur, an angel investor, an author, and the president of the 2,000% Raise Club. He really is just the businessman of all businessmen, and he thinks his story is so unique and groundbreaking that he took to podcasting and social media to share it with the world. Come on, John, you might as well hire me. I'm your biggest fan. Or at least I could have been, but I don't respect you. He seemed to be a respectable insurance salesman, or at least as respectable as salesmen come, but now he's just a clout chaser and 90% of his content is him gambling and flaunting his wealth.
Well, I just went into my center console, which I never use, and found this. How long it's been there for? Who the fuck knows? We're gonna gamble, bitch, and it's gonna be a social night. Well, getting on the highway, got 10 grand cash on me, and I'm heading to the casino. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you fucking win.
Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about what brought him to content creation in the first place. This whole 2,000% raise nonsense.
You got to take the blinders off as a W-2 employee and see what's going on in corporate America. Once you do that, if ultimately you decide to stay a W-2 employee, God bless, good for you. So never have I said a W-2 employee is bad. You're an idiot for being a W-2. A fucking W-2er doing W-2 shit.
His main talking point is that you're selling yourself short as a W-2 employee because you're doing the hard work for the company and they need you more than you need them, so why not just do it yourself?
Hey buddy, bringing in the revenue is the hardest part of the job. The consulting and servicing of those accounts is the easy part. You're doing the hardest job. John, I made $250,000. That's more than frickin' doctors. Good for you. If you were by yourself doing this, you'd be making a couple million. And that's the reality.
I'm not in corporate America, but I find this narrative to be such a waste of everyone's time. No one has ever seen a John Sarasani video and thought to themselves, oh my God, I've been living a lie. I've been working for commission when all I needed to do was start my own company and I could be making millions. Thank God I stumbled across John's IG Reels and he has enlightened me with this idea. Off to start my own company and build generational wealth. I mean, it makes sense what he's saying, but it's pretty obvious. Starting a company in a field where you have an existing skill set could potentially make you more money than you currently do as an employee, but it could also go bust. There's nothing wrong with working a 9-to-5. Some people enjoy the security of employment and don't want the financial gamble of starting their own company like John did. Because financial success is not how every man determines his fulfillment in life. It clearly did not result in John's fulfillment. He's still chasing that by trying to get clouded up because we all know clout is a stronger drug than money. I may be psychoanalyzing John a bit too much here, but in my professional opinion, what has happened is John has convinced himself he could have gone to the NFL.
Good enough to play in the NFL. An injury just stopped me from doing it. I wasn't going to be, Peyton Manning or something, but I definitely would have been like a 4th or 5th round draft pick and definitely would have bounced around in the league for a couple years.
And now he's kicking himself, not because he didn't get to play the sport he loves at the highest level, but because he missed out on the fame of it all.
Every Sunday I'm watching TV and I'm seeing guys that I played against or guys that I played with that I was just as good as, getting that fame playing on the Cowboys or the Bears or the, whomever. And for a little part of me, I should have just played and ignored this injury. And
he says it wasn't until about 40, having a midlife crisis, that he wished he had played again. In other words, he started thinking about the fame that passed him by again, and this is around the time that he started creating content.
It wasn't until I was 40 that I started kind of wishing I played again. You know what I mean? Get that midlife crisis. But at the time, I kind of knew it for what it was.
Because I think that's what content creation is for John. He's in it for attention, not to help others. And that's okay, but he frames himself as an altruistic businessman who cares deeply for others' success and helping prevent them from being oppressed in that W-2 life. But it's just a facade. And to John's credit, he's getting that attention he's always desired, but not because of his 2000% raise advice. As you can see by numbers on interviews of him, his story doesn't have as much draw as he thought. And if we take a look at his YouTube channel, his podcasts don't get many views either. No one cares about John's business advice. People tune into his page for his personality. The reason he's gained a following on social media is because of this character he plays of the self-made millionaire who gambles, parties, and does whatever he wants, roasting hate comments and flexing on the internet. And he's leaning more into the degen content of gambling and flaunting his wealth because it's getting views, but his brand still sits on a foundation of being a financial and business guru, and I just don't think he should be able to have it both ways. He still posts videos like this.
I swear to God, you got mother effers on the internet like Dave Ramsey trying to keep everyone poor. I don't freaking get it. Let's take a scenario where you have a $300,000 mortgage balance and you come into an inheritance and hey, you have the opportunity to pay off that $300,000. Well, get rid of your debt. Be free and clear. Let's go. Dumbass move. Well, instead of taking that $300,000 to get rid of this $6,000 expense, why don't I take that $300,000 and put it into an investment vehicle? This is how rich people think. People like Dave Ramsey and others on the internet want to keep you poor.
I find this video hilarious because besides the Black Ops Zombies background music, he acts like he's showing it to Dave Ramsey, who wants to keep you poor, by explaining his approach to buying a home and investing. Now, I'm not saying this is good or bad advice. This is a hotly debated subject when it comes to financial advice, and I think there's good arguments for paying off your home, and I think there's good arguments for having a mortgage and investing the money instead. Either way, this isn't a topic that can be covered in a 45-second Instagram reel. Here's Dave addressing the strategy that John employs.
It is a more effective way to grow fast, if that's your goal. But what people leave out of the discussion is that you've increased your risk exponentially. More debt equals more risk, period.
Dave Ramsey has spoken on this topic in length, and whether you agree with him or not, he at least has empirical evidence from research he's conducted himself backing his argument. But this video embodies John Sarasani. He's a very all or nothing guy. There's either Dave's strategy or his. There's rich or poor, no in between. And John's motivation for making this video was just clicks. If he says Dave Ramsey wants to keep you poor with dramatic background music, he turns a boring debate about financial strategy into something more exciting. Someone commented "shut the fuck up" on that post, and shout out that guy. That's what I was thinking, but John decided to make an entire video calling him out.
I want to introduce you to my friend Dennis. He's 28 years old, but he looks 52. And he said this to me. Got upset because I said don't pay off your mortgage if you have an interest rate lower than 3%. Instead, take that extra money and put it in the stock market. And he said STFU to me.
John re-explains his 1,000 IQ advice because he thinks that this guy said STFU because he disagrees with them. I'm not as good of a gambler as John, but I'd bet that he said it because John posts on Instagram 6 times a day, being obnoxious, an asshole to people like he is in this video, or trying to enlighten the world with his genius advice. And this isn't a one-off. John's very sensitive and replies to comments a lot. Here's another response to a comment from John.
Greetings from Tanzania. Taking a walk across the Serengeti this morning, and then I realized this isn't the Serengeti. It's my backyard. Well, I see this post from Sean. And as you can see, Sean's a media marketing director and also a self-defense coach. Those go really good together. Let's hear what Sean had to say. Okay, you don't recommend people drink when they gamble, and it's funny that I only made 10 grand. Okay, listen, Sean. When you're playing sober with red chips out in general population, did you make 10 grand? No? Then shut the fuck up.
The thing is, this guy's right. It's not recommended that you gamble hundreds of thousands of dollars drunk, and it's kind of necessary to have comments like this because John's promoting a dangerous lifestyle. But instead of just letting the comment ride and serve as a useful warning to his followers, a disclaimer he should have made anyway, he makes a response video insulting this guy's profession and calling him a have-not. But it's clear John's just butthurt because it is kind of embarrassing he was flexing a 10K profit when he's a self-proclaimed high roller, and this isn't the first time he's flexed how he was down massive, made it out of the hole, and ended up with a minuscule profit.
Brought 7 grand cash and lost it all after 4 hours. Go out the belly, okay, I took a loss, it was only 7 grand, we're trying to have fun. And then I said, wait a minute, I got a 35 grand credit line here. Lose 20 grand fast. Dipped into the other 15. Holy shit, I'm gonna lose 35 trying to win 7 back. Well, then I made a run, bitch. I got 46.5 there. My math says I'm up 4,500, motherfucker.
I'm starting to think that John isn't actually that good of a gambler, but damn, does he love the sweat. Here's the video that 10K comment was in reference to.
Oh shit, I lost 150 grand 2 nights ago, and it was all my credit line. But they let you do an extension here to take 50% more. That's a problem. Let's see what I turned it into. Come on, little buddy, follow me. That's a blueberry. 1 blueberry, 2 blueberry, 3 blueberry, 4 blueberry. That's the 225 grand I was out. Plus this bullshit. I'm up 10-4, bitch. Winners motherfucking win.
Someone needs to send this guy to a Gamblers Anonymous meeting. I'm actually starting to get concerned for his health. Now, I can't possibly go through all of his content. There's just too much. But here's a video of him in action.
He's got $10,000 there with aces. What are you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna do, bro? He gets to go again? Oh, that's the perks of a 150K credit line, bro. That's what we're talking about. It's a good win. You win 10 grand, bro. You win 10 grand, bro.
He wins $10,000 on a $30,000 bet, and he does not look like he's having fun. The top comments are kind of flaming him too, which I'm surprised about because I thought everyone loved this guy.
Woke up this morning with that anxious feeling. Did last night really happen? Yeah, it really happened, dude. You're down 150,000 freaking dollars. You could have bought a condo in Schaumburg for that money, pal. What are you gonna do now? Well, I'm here till Saturday. It's not a loss yet. I'm gonna take 50 grand more out and try to put a dent in it. But at the end of the day, guys, even if I lose this money, nothing in my life's gonna change.
His gambling posts are starting to make me sad, so we're gonna move on. Here's a video of John explaining one of his big brain realizations about corporate America.
You interviewed with Human Resources and they gave you 2 different job offers for the same company. The first one is the assistant director of dildos. It pays $200,000. That's a good freaking job. The other, however, senior vice president of balls. It's a senior VP job, but this one only pays $120,000. Well, the dildo job paid more, but it's only assistant director. Which one do you take? Think, buddy. Think, buddy. The fact that you even had to think about it is part of the problem with corporate America. They brainwash you into thinking job titles matter.
Sorry for putting you through that cringe, but I wanted to include that because I don't know if John sincerely believes people think that way and he thinks he's helping people with this advice, or if he literally has just ran out of content to make. I'd say it's probably the latter because John is just shitposting at this point. He'll be on a walk, think of an idea, whip out his phone, and post. His captions are never completely correct, so I don't even think he reviews the footage, which is funny, but he's not trying to be funny, he's trying to be serious. And with over 300,000 followers and obviously a desire to be taken seriously by the internet, I just don't get it. Here's one of those shit posts.
When I was in my early 20s, I used to drive around neighborhoods like this, looking at like the mansions and McMansions, and now I live in one. But what I don't realize is, you know, what's going on inside those houses. Like, okay, that motherfucking house right there, there's 4 generations of Middle Easterns working in there, living in there, and they got no fucking furniture. And that one is this fucking couple that's gonna get divorced when their 3rd kid goes off to fucking college. Shit's not always what it looks like from the fucking outside. Remember that shit.
He's either completely exposing his neighbors in this clip, or the more likely scenario, he's making this up for content. And it's ironic because he's living the biggest facade of them all. He acts like this big tough guy on social media when deep down he's clearly just a sensitive guy seeking approval on the internet. That's why he replies to comments, and that's also why he flexes the celebrities he's met. Here's a clip he posted of Bert Kreischer shouting him out and explaining how John was going to get to meet Joe Rogan because Joe was coming to an event they were at.
John Sarasani. He's on Instagram. Give him a follow. He's fun as fuck. I love hanging out with him because he's a big energy.
Because he's got your energy.
He's got my energy,
Yeah.
And I love it. And he said, I said, Rogan's coming by. And he goes, well, I can't wait to meet him. I said, hold on, let me introduce you to him. He goes, no, I'm good. And I went, no. Let me introduce you to him.
But that's it. Joe's not in the clip, and John's not even in the clip. But he still reposted it on his social medias. And I get that I'm being a bit harsh, but for how harsh John is to others online, I feel like it's fair to critique this. In my opinion, it's pretty lame to flex celebrities you've met, especially when you've posted this.
Name-dropping chimerinners are the worst. They're not even in the conversation. And they're like, oh, actually what, dude? Well, so-and-so, is so-and-so you, dude? You got that off of his Instagram. You don't even know so-and-so better than the rest of us. He liked the comment once. You're a name-dropping chimerinner.
He's a total hypocrite. Here's another video of John flexing all the celebrities he met at the Poor Osos launch party.
Oh, my favorite motherfucker in the world. I already know that. And like he said, I got nothing invested in it.
Poor Osos is Bert Kreischer's vodka brand that John's invested in. Now, I'm not sure if the financial backing came before or after, but the invite to the launch and Bert's glazing of John is definitely influenced by this investment in some way. But Bert Kreischer's the biggest clout gobbler of all, so I'd say they do in fact have the same energy, and I'm happy they've linked up. And I'll actually give John his flowers. He can be creative. Besides posting videos of celebrities talking about him, or videos of him with them, he also posted this video of photos with celebrities in his house, which may sound weird, but just watch this clip.
He said I should build a man cave. I said, F it, I'm single. How about I build a man house? Walk in, you walk forward. Look at that 2,000% raise sign. Walk right past it, and boom, you're greeted with a Chevy Chase signed jersey of Clark Griswold. 2,000%, baby. Hell yeah. Metallica, greatest band ever. Jimmy Kimmel, Guy Fieri, Joe Rogan. You might know this guy. He was on a TV show called The Apprentice. This was taken not too long ago. Pretty cool moment for me in Vegas. Awesome lady, Martha Stewart, UFC.
And I think it's important to mention that the clip of Bert talking about John meeting Rogan, the photo with Rogan from the launch party video, and the photo with Rogan in John's house is all from the same time. And I think he's only met him once, yet John's used this on his social media at least 3 times. I get it's cool to meet Joe Rogan, but you're kind of a name dropper chimer inner, aren't you, John? And most of these photos look like John just met these people at an event and was like, hey, I'm a big fan, can we snap a photo? Yet he's flexing them. These aren't wholesome photos of him and his friends. And although these may not be his real friends, you know who John's friends with? Billy McFarland.
John, I got to ask you how in the world you and Billy met and how you decide to go into business with a guy with this particular reputation, with the collapse of the Fire Festival, and you still think, you know what, I'm going to ride this ride.
Thanks for asking that. You know what? Billy was a guest on my podcast, 2000% Raise. It's a business podcast. We kind of hit it off. There's something about him that's just likable. And he asked me to fly out to New York to tell me his plans for Fire Festival too.
I know I've hated on him in this video, but he really is the gift that just keeps on giving. When I thought he couldn't do any more wrong, I find out he's involved in Fire Festival too. But I'm out of time today. I've got to get back to my 9 to 5. Thanks for watching. If you're a John Sarasani stan, flame me up in the comments. But if you like what I had to say, drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and stay safe on the Instagram Discover page out there. Peace.